Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 513. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Too Fresh Crash. How you doing, Crash?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Fix?
Is that a blue Xbox controller behind you?
Yeah, I've had that forever.
Oh, interesting.
I told you I've got that. I'm pretty sure I've showed it to you.
Crash, would you be shocked to know that I don't listen to what you have to say?
I would not. I would be surprised if you remember.
And of course, joining us, we have the one and only. It is Matt P. Video. Matt.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for joining us this week. We really do appreciate you being a guest on this week's episode. See, people say they want more guest episodes from us, right? We get Matt like once every 4 episodes, so it's kind of like a guest. It's kind of like a guest. Once a month.
It's hard to schedule in other guests, to be fair.
It is. It is. Matt, I've got a couple of questions.
Oh, go on.
Number one, so you said beforehand that you're has-sitting.
I am.
Okay, I don't know if you can say on camera who it is for, but that's kind of irrelevant to this question.
Sure.
Are you standing up right now?
Yes.
So wait. How does this motherfucker always seem to manage to be at a standing desk everywhere he goes?
This is a much nicer standing desk than mine as well. And I'm not really house sitting, I'm pet sitting. I'm looking after the dog and cat more so than it's not like some fancy mansion.
In my
I think house sitting insinuates
Chris, now I think it's a fancy mansion. It's Matt. It didn't even come into my head.
I don't think it's a fancy mansion. I think it's a very fancy place.
A fancy apartment. I guarantee it now.
Yeah.
That's why he's got his background blurred. Now it makes sense.
Well, look, it's not my house. We're just blurring the background.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let me adjust that so I'm in space.
Is it fair? Is it fair? I don't know if it is fair.
It's not his place. I think it's fair.
I don't know whose house this is, but like now I'm just kind of like, that's their problem. It's not your problem. Goes out on the internet. That's not. Boo! God, this looks awful. This looks terrible.
The default Discord thing.
Jesus. All right. Well, it's weird.
If you want to find out what they're booing, ladies and gents, you better go watch the video version on YouTube.
It's true. Well, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, right here on YouTube.com/My Xbox and Me. You can find us everywhere at MXAM Official. But yeah, we're back once again. If you want to support us financially, Patreon.com/MC Fixer at the moment. Me and Despawn seriously need to sort out that redirect. I know I say it every week, I will stop saying it, but we need to sort that. I had a few people reach out to me actually, top of the show quickly, about a new Patreon tier. We had a few people reach out saying that they want to support financially on Patreon. Not at 10, not at 100, and it was multiple people, so I'm not going to add who they are and stuff like that, but they said maybe a $50 tier. So we need to sit down, boys, and figure out what we can kind of provide for like a $50 tier for people, because people want to support. We do appreciate it. Burped midway through that sentence. It's such a professional podcast here, especially as I'm promoting and asking for money, like, how about some of that? No, the support is needed. I'm not going to sit here and lie. The support is definitely needed. So if you are somebody that has reached out, let us know what you would want for that type of money. It's a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and not pretend that's not a lot of money. But we do appreciate the people that have reached out and have asked for it. Just give us some ideas for what you want, and let's see if we can actually provide it. So yeah, definitely something we'll figure out in the future to come. Topic of the show this week, though, it is a big one, boys, and it has sent me into an emotional spiral. GTA 6 has been delayed till 2026. You can expect to play GTA 6 currently at the date of May 26, 2026. Rockstar said this in a post. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and the excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we finish the game. With every game we release, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations. Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need extra time to deliver the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. Crash, initial thoughts. How are you feeling on Grand Theft Auto being delayed? Are you surprised?
Not really. I don't think it's that long of a delay because it's still early-ish next year, right? That's not,
Sure, if you say so.
It's not super late. Like if it was late 2026, I'd be a little shocked.
It's gonna be.
I guess it's not super early either. You think it's gonna get delayed again?
We'll get to it, but 1000%.
Okay.
Yeah. This game doesn't. What you think? This game doesn't come out in November?
I think this game can come out whenever it wants.
No. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, I get what you're saying by November because you get the holiday.
October,
launch.
no, November is like the perfect spot for a game like this. But like you just said, this game can launch whenever the hell it wants.
It could launch. It's May, right?
Yeah.
It could launch May, and it could still do the same numbers that it would have. Maybe a little bit off on that holiday period, but it'll make up the numbers. You don't think so?
There is no off. It's GTA. There is no off.
That's okay. You're gonna say no, it's gonna do worse. no, that's fair. That's fair.
Matt, how are you feeling? Initial thoughts of the delay? How was you feeling when you saw it? You're the person who broke it. I think you posted it first on my Twitter.
Oh, really? I broke it for you.
Yeah.
We were chatting about it in Slack. Obviously, like the whole fucking business kicked off, right? When any GTA news does. But I initially read it as 2025. I thought they were announcing the release date for like a few weeks' time. And I was like, holy shit. And so, once I got over that, I think I'm in a similar boat to you, Fix, where I'm a little bit worried about it now. Not from a quality standpoint or anything like that, but like, I do think it could slip again. I think this would be a really different conversation if they were aiming for like, even like a January, February date, because that puts it in this financial year, whereas May pushes it into the next financial year, right? And so they are now having to backtrack on a lot of the sort of boardroom discussions that they've been having of saying, hey, here are projections for this year and stuff. Just to quickly interject, sorry, Rockstar Take-Two have come out and backed Rockstar, by the way, saying they fully support they put out a statement. We haven't put it on the show notes this week, but they fully support Rockstar's decision in delaying the game, and they look forward to it coming out. Yada yada yada. Pretty much what you would expect from Take-Two, if we're being honest. Exactly that. Like they had to, right? They couldn't say anything else.
Yeah.
They couldn't come out and go, "Oh, actually, we're a bit annoyed at Rockstar for doing that." They were never going to do that, right? So yeah, but I do think it could slip again. I do think like it wouldn't surprise me now. Now that they made one delay, why not make another if it needs to be done? And yeah, I kind of agree. Well, I'm kind of shocked that this is how they dropped the release date as well. Like, why not say it's delayed and in a few days we're going to release a trailer where you're going to get the release date or something, and then like you've got your negative news beat followed by your positive one.
Because I don't think this is viewed as a negative. If I'm honest with you, I haven't seen people. Don't get me wrong. You've got the old meme accounts that are like saying things and stuff like that. Like you've got the odd. Even me, I said it to Haley today. I was like, huh. There's a world that I'm going to be like 35 by the time this game comes out. Like, that's like mental. I won't be 35, I'll be 34. Don't curse me like that. But yeah, I just don't think people have viewed it as a negative. Very much it's Rockstar. They can take as long as they want with it, and no one's from what I could tell from the internet, no one was angry about it. Disappointed, which is where I will get to for me, I guess, which is my biggest issue is I'm in a huge rut when it comes to content. Like, I am in such a huge rut. We all know, obviously, GTA Roleplay has been a huge part of my career, my journey as a content creator. So, and I was looking forward to not going back to GTA 5 and Roleplay, where now I will. Like, number one, I want my GTA fix. I enjoy GTA. I enjoy being in that world. I enjoy those mechanics. I enjoy everything what GTA is. Adding roleplay onto the top of it is just a bonus and makes the game more fun. So I'm going to go back now, which I didn't want to. But that being said, it was just like I was ready to start my new GTA 6 journey, you know? From a content perspective, like, figuring out friends that I'm gonna play it with. Can I get some people invested that are gonna want to grind levels, and then once that's done, like get people who will roleplay stuff out and like start building a content team and stuff like that again. And now it's like, okay, well, we've got another year to figure that out again, which I guess for one side of it, it's great from a business perspective if you're a GTA creator, because you're going to get another year's worth of content out of 5 and potential to build whatever it is you're getting ready to build. Because again, it's hard to cover a game like GTA 6, to be honest with you. Just like what content are you going to make? You've got a whole year now, again, to come up with a plan. And then just selfishly, I just really wanted a new GTA story. And we've waited so long. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be 13 years, I think, by the time we get it, which is, yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, it's thrown me through a very emotional loop of not the game store or anything like that, but just the way my business has obviously been set up has been so based on GTA, especially for the last 3 years or so, that I'm just like, oh God, I don't know what to do now. So yeah, but as a whole, I'm happy for Rockstar to take as much time as they need on this game, to have it be as good as we expect it to be. And like they said in their own statement, we have high expectations and they want to go beyond that, which is huge. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're going to talk about a lot more GTA in questions this week, because we've got a few questions about GTA, so we can hold some more thoughts until the end of there. But we did get one question that I thought we'd answer real quickly, which is from a Wild Army Enters and says, do you think GTA was pushed so people would forget about the raising cost of games? I did think this was actually an interesting point of like, I don't think it was, obviously. The game's not ready, the game's not polished, things of that nature. That's why it's been pushed, right? Bugs and things of that nature. But I do think it's interesting that it's come at like a really good time for Rockstar. Of like, even if they weren't sure if they were going to raise the price of games, we're going to talk about Xbox and what they've done. Obviously, we know what Nintendo's done. It's kind of perfect for Rockstar to be like, yo, we're going to charge 100 now. Like...
There's no way this game charges underneath 80,
no.
And there's a chance it goes above 80 as well now. It's reasonable for like, because people have been saying, even when games were like $60, like I'd pay $100 for the next Rockstar. Like that's the conversation people have had. So now it's like it's kind of a no-brainer move from them from a business perspective to make that decision.
I think it will be in some sort of bundle. I don't think you're gonna see GTA come out. It's definitely 80. That's not even a question now. But I think you'll see some sort of shark card, online monetary thing bundled in with a £100 to £120 version. 100%. I don't think there's a world that doesn't exist. Or I don't know if they're planning on DLC. We don't know. Again, it's Rockstar. You just don't know what they're going to do. But there is a world where some people will be paying £100+ for this game. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, and I think they probably jump on, and we've talked about this before, the trend of giving early access to people who pay more as well. You don't think they do that?
No,
I think 100% they do that.
I think it's the only. I think I've said this last time. They want. I think they want that initial. Bam!
Burst.
Everybody is playing. Everybody is talking. Everybody's in this moment. And don't get me wrong, it will still happen because we would all pay the early access, right? But I don't think they need it for that. They need for shark cards or something like that. It's an easy way to. You've already bought some money in this shark cards. You might as well keep buying. I think that makes more sense from a business perspective than 4 days early access. When
I
think it's both is the answer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I think for them it makes more sense to not do early access specifically to set records on Steam and things like that. Or it's not going to be on Steam, but to set records for like the amount of people playing and the conversation piece. I think it works out better for them. Not to say that there wouldn't be talk and stuff like that around the game, but I do think that just having the full access out there because of how big the game is, because you have to remember early access is something to get you to buy that the higher tiered version, the $100 version or whatever. Which if
not
they
always.
bundle shark cards, A lot of the times it is.
Xbox is not like that at the moment. Like, the last 2 games they've put out has not been that.
Yeah, they have the deluxe editions that come with the...
South of Midnight there was no deluxe edition, was there? I thought it was just early access.
It comes with an art book or whatever. It doesn't come with like actual content. It comes with like an art book or something.
Got you.
So that is generally what the push is. You can make Game Pass. You have the argument of like it's pushing you to Game Pass or whatever. There's a different discussion you can have with that on that side. But generally, I feel like that's the push, and I don't like GTA specifically and Rockstar. Like they're exempt from a lot of the norms of the industry, so I don't think that's something that they need to do, and I don't see them doing that because I feel like there's other ways they can go about making money, and that just doesn't feel them vibe, which I could 100% be wrong about that.
Again, GTA 5 is so old that I wasn't even in the industry when we started this. Do they give codes out to like content creators? I don't think they do. Is that something? They don't need that. Like, you know, like the only way I knew back in the day jeez, it is literally back in the day, 10 years plus, right? Like, you would order it on Amazon or somewhere like that, praying that it would turn up early. Like, I don't know if that. Do you think there's a world that Rockstar gives out codes to content creators?
I think they'll give out to like 1 or 2 content creators.
Like the top,
I think you'll see like a Kai Cenat or something like that.
XQC.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I wouldn't even say it's going to be all the top content creators. I think it will be like 1 or 2 of like, this person has early access to the game. You can watch his stream, and it'll be like, for them, it'll be a whole advertising spot of like where they're also putting money into whatever that is. I see Kai Cenat because Kai Cenat also does like
huge.
The setups for his rooms and all that stuff. It'd be like a lot of work put into that. But yeah, I don't see them like doing the thing a lot of developers do of like every content creator is getting a code.
You ain't see the tweet go out from them like, hey, apply here for your content creator code.
You're more likely to see a tweet that says do not apply for codes.
We don't care, leave us alone. Like, do not ask us for nothing. Yeah. No, absolutely crazy. But we'll talk about more GTA later on in the show. Let's jump into what's been in our box. Matt, let's start with you. What have you been playing?
Everybody, I beat my first Final Fantasy game.
What, 15, 16, 7 Remake, 7 Rebirth? Like, what one did you play?
Well, I had to start at the beginning, didn't I?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Final Fantasy 1.
Oh.
Crashed in to see the tweet,
he did. I already knew this. So, give us the spiel here. What possessed you to play Final Fantasy 1?
So I was on a work trip a couple of weeks ago. Short flights, but you know, in airports and doing flights and stuff. And I was like looking at Apple Arcade. Okay, I'm done. I kind of feel like I'm done with Blatro. Looking for something fresh. And Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster Remake. And I was like, all right, let's give this a go. It's certainly dated, but like incredibly ambitious for the time, obviously. And kind of got hooked. And then what was it? 14 hours later, beat it.
You know what? You can say something, Matt. You've beaten a Final Fantasy game I don't think I've ever played. So
me either.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, Final Fantasy 2 not on the Apple Arcade. So my only option now is to jump to 4. Or of course jump. But interestingly, Amy, who I work with, she's a huge Final Fantasy fan. And she was saying, well, you should probably just go play the original 7 now, which you can play on phones.
You should.
And so that might be the next play for me. Go on.
You do know that it's 2025 and we do a weekly podcast where we try and keep up to date with games and, you know, talk about what's relevant and, like, gonna drive clicks and, you know, good titles and, like, keeping the audience engaged. Right?
People like mobile, man. You know, Matt's here to the audience we don't hit on, so let's, like, calm down, Fix. Calm down.
Oh, okay, so, you know what? My bad. I'm in the wrong. You're right. Right. I'm sorry.
Maybe by the time the third, 7 remake comes out, the third one in that trilogy, maybe they'll all be on xCloud, as you're hoping, and I can play them that way.
Because
you can, in 7 Remake, you can turn it on so that it's classic combat, right? So it's turn-based combat.
No.
No.
Oh,
you can turn it where it's it's a bit more like turn-based combat,
but
but
it's not
turn-based combat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you could.
No.
Hmm.
So okay, well, you enjoy Final Fantasy. So have you played a little game called Clair Obscur yet? Because that's turn-based.
I started yesterday.
Woo!
And
Finally.
I'm probably 5 hours in. It's
okay.
pretty fucking good.
Oh mate, it's more than pretty fucking good.
Well, yeah. So I think I have some issues with it in the same way I do with Final Fantasy. Like Final Fantasy 1, obviously, this is not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now. But the kind of complexity of the combat is doing my nut in a little bit. Where I'm like, not the combat necessarily, but the inventory stuff. Where I'm like, okay, so I get this thing, and I win 4 battles with it, and then it unlocks like a permanent upgrade that I can attach to anybody.
Yes.
Maybe is that how that
Yes.
works? Okay.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
Right.
Maybe because this is something I didn't realize. The icons on the left of them will be white and not colored until those are the ones you haven't leveled up yet. So if you have other,
well, I'm at a stage right now where I'm just leveling up everything, and I haven't even maxed out everybody's inventory slots. You know, so like now I'm not making the decision. Oh, I want this over that.
Okay,
we're not there.
Yeah, when you get there though, I didn't realize that at first. So I was like, I don't know which ones I've leveled up and which ones I haven't. And then it was like, oh wait, those icons are all white. I guarantee that means, because what it does is each level goes around the diamond, so it like gives you a line for each level.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, and then fills out.
Yeah.
Chris didn't know that either.
No, I'll tell you right now, I don't switch out stuff to level up. I'm like, I want this for the build for the character, and I just keep that on the character.
Yeah.
Wait.
Which is fair.
Wait, what? You don't switch out any of the other Pictos and stuff?
No, if I get a new one that I'm like, oh, that would work on this character or multiple characters, I'll switch it on somebody to level it up. So you unlock the Luminite system or whatever it's called, and then I'll switch it off and not keep it on that character.
This kind of perfectly illustrates what I'm talking about. Where I feel the same way about Final Fantasy, but I know people have been playing Final Fantasy for so long that it to them makes perfect sense. But a Luminite, a Lumineer, a thing over here, I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about, guys?
Materia is an easier system to understand than what they have
Absolutely.
here, because once you get a lot of them, there's no way to also like filter super well. This comes into one of like my biggest complaints about the game. 2 things. One, the loadout system. The game needs loadouts if they want you to. They have a lot of different systems for you to try with.
Agreed.
Like sometimes I'm like, I want to go into a healing build for this character, but I don't want to completely undo the build I have and switch things up. That's one. And then number 2, I wish there was a way to cycle through the Pictos for like, oh, these are marksmen, like marking enemy related Pictos and stuff like that. It's like they have really cool systems. It just does get overwhelming once you start getting more of them, especially for like someone like Matt who's completely new to like these type of systems, or not completely new, but not super in tune with them.
Yeah, no, I'm once again, my opinion is so biased because I'm playing live on stream. So anytime I'm, not getting something, it is chat lightly, hey, maybe you should look at this, sort of thing. So, but the game itself though, Matt, remarkable, incredible. Right?
Awesome. Yeah, and Charlie Cox is great as well as Gustav. It's so good, and like that opening is like an all-timer opening, fucking brilliant, and just the idea and the concept and everything that's got every little like hint of what's come before or whatever. I'm like, this is fucking sick. I really like this.
This game has been stuck on my mind a lot, and I was confused. I was just stuck like, why is it stuck on my mind? And it's like, this game doesn't really care about giving you this big cinematic experience. And I'm not saying it's not cinematic, but it's more so putting you in a very cool world to do cool shit a lot of the times. And it'll tell the serious story, but it also knows how to be funny, and it never overly takes itself serious or completely removes itself from that situation. It feels very much like what I remember games being when I was younger, of like, here's a very cool experience for you to go out and have with a lot of different sort of emotions and trips and adventures you can go on.
100%. I would argue that the entire game is cinematic, hence why they don't need to rely heavily on these humongous cinematic, and they have those moments, don't get it twisted. Those moments are there, but I know what you mean. I know exactly what you're saying.
It's not like a PlayStation first party game. Not that that's a negative from it, but the PlayStation first party games are very much like their movie cinematic sort of experiences, where this is just like very cool set pieces. It feels like paintings a lot of times, where you're like in the painting and you can move around and interact with it.
Yeah, or like a Yakuza, right? Like you're not sitting there for a half an hour cutscene of this story dialogue that's going on.
Yeah.
I actually really like the way they tell this story, and again, I already said, and I'll shout out again, journals. You got any journals yet, Matt? But like, they're all fully read out, and which is humongous for someone like myself. There are moments of reading. Don't get it twisted. There are moments in this game where you need to read, and some characters don't speak. They're not the dialogue that they're being said in those moments are never that important. It's easy enough on the. I'll speak from a dyslexic's perspective. Other than the French words that absolutely destroy me every time, it's very easy enough to read this like dumb dialogue, of the characters that I've come across so far. I honestly, I don't think I've had a combat system that I've enjoyed more turn-based wise ever. Just hands down
I'm
ever.
Struggling. I know I'm supposed to be, but I'm really struggling with the timing on dodging and parrying.
Me too.
I know it's supposed to be hard. I get it. And yeah, it's satisfying when I get it. But more often than not, when I get it, I'm like, fucking, I should have got the past 4 of them then as well.
But that doesn't change though, Matt. Like that,
okay.
I same thing. Bro, I start my stream, right? And I spend the first 10 minutes, let's say, of just, if in the open world bit, in the world map, bit, and I will just run up to enemies and fight them so I can get parry and back. After a day off, go back to just get the parry and like, okay, bum, 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 bum. All right, now let's move on and do some story stuff. Just so I'm back in that. I need to remember this. I need to remember that. But even still, I don't think there's ever a moment that I've come across where I'm just like every single enemy, bam, 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 knocking it out of the park every time. Doesn't happen. Like, I get some and it feels amazing when I do, and then I get hit and I'm frustrated at myself. Not frustrated at the game, because the game has taught me how to bloody do this, but I've forgotten that one of the enemies decides to do a certain thing in this different pattern. But it's so satisfying.
It's special.
I really, really like the fact that sometimes enemies will fake you out with a punch. And like, I love that. It's I wasn't expecting it the first time I came into it, and then he got me with it. I'm like, oh, you're just an asshole. Why would you do that?
It's
the thing that I think hooked me was during that opening, just how like clearly in depth they've thought about this world and what it means to have a society that loses a lot of people every single year, and what that looks like. And then like right at the start, there's this conversation of between two characters of whether or not they should have children, and I'm like, this is so fucking cool. This is great.
There's a character you talk to really early, and he's like he's 31 or something like that. So he in my mind, I'm like, he's not really old, but the way he's talking about it and the way he carries himself and the way he's talking about his kid, it's like he's talking like he's an old man. And it's the younger people have to. They're both childish because they haven't lived long lives, but they also have the burden of being older. And it's a very, very interesting way that I feel like they never drop that, guys, for like the sake of it, right? Because that's an easy thing to just like write for the important moments and then sort of forget about the rest of the time. It's something they make sure to keep up.
Yeah, and the idea that like one of the main relationships between Gustav and is it Melaine?
Mayla. I always forget how to pronounce it.
I say it wrong every time. I say it wrong every time. So
it's a really cool idea. Like the idea that when you have parents disappearing every year, you need these surrogates to step up. They might not be that much older than the actual child, and then they grow up together. Like it's just a really fucking cool idea that she's like his daughter, but there's only like 6 or 7 years between them, whatever it is. I just like, I just love all that like lore shit where they've like really thought about how this changes the society of people, and like, I fucking love all that shit. So
what act are you on, Crash?
I'm still in the first act. I haven't been able to play too much this past week, unfortunately.
We need to have a spoiler cast for this game, so please do me a favor. Priority list for both of you, and beat this game as soon as possible.
I'm taking some time off next week and stuff, so and that's my intention, is to just look after the animals and
Yeah, please. Like, I haven't beat it either. I'm in Act 2, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say is yeah. It just keeps getting better and better and better. So, yeah.
To put a little bit of a
for 5 minutes. Sorry, guys.
No, you do what you gotta do.
This is good because this is probably gonna be a little bit of a spoiler for Matt, so he doesn't have to hear it.
Cool.
A little bit of a complaint I have is I don't really want to spoil it for anyone playing. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll leave it for
yeah. I mean, yeah. No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
You've been playing anything else?
But it's not something super big. No, it's mainly like when I have the free time to play something. I've just been playing this. Something got added to Game Pass that I saw that I do want to play, and I can't remember what it is. That'll be on the back burner.
What added to Game Pass?
Tower 33, I think, or Towerborn.
Oh, Towerborn.
Yeah,
Towerborn,
I do want to play that at some point.
Yeah.
But as of right now, this is like full focus when I have time for it.
Yeah, have you played any more Blueprints by any chance?
No.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm in a like I said, I've been in a weird place content wise anyway. I've been playing obviously Claire Obscure a bunch on stream. Me and Haley haven't played Blueprints since the last time we streamed it. She's absolutely gagging to play it, and I'm just like, I think I'm done. I don't want to think anymore. Like, it was such a fun 4 days of just playing it back to back to back. That being said, it is we got a bank holiday weekend again this weekend, so she got Monday off. So maybe we'll play on Monday, just to make it just to roll credits. Cause I'm pretty sure we're in the right place to roll credits on that game, I think. But then as soon as you think that, you probably aren't. So who knows? But yeah, no, I haven't played anything else really. Like I said, thinking about going back to GTA roleplay, which is obviously not a great thing. Been hooked on Football Manager, and yeah, I'm trying to think. I just got in the. I haven't started it yet, but I just got in the playtest for ARC Raiders.
Oh, Arc Raiders. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, is it Arc? Sorry, yeah, I'm an idiot.
I think it's Arc Raiders.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that new. What is it? It's an extraction shooter, right? Yeah, it looks from everything that I've seen. From everything I've seen, it looks good.
I've been hearing it's good. I think for me, when I look at that, it's like it's hard to picture an extraction shooter in a third-person perspective, which isn't a negative to the game. That's not like a takeoff, but it's just something where it's a little off-putting to me when I see that.
Division?
Yeah, I guess. But do you consider Division an extraction shooter? I consider the beta an extraction shooter.
The Dark Zone stuff is, right?
The Dark Zone, sure. But like for me, Division's more than just the extraction portion. That is a smaller portion. I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong to make that comparison and point that out. Just my brain doesn't connect the two, and so it sees that as an extraction shooter. It's like, oh, I don't know about it. I've heard a lot of really good things.
There was a big Division 2 update coming, which is crazy. They're going back to your neck of the woods.
Back to New York?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, if only I cared about Division 2.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. For me to go back, I need a boosted character. I don't know if that game has that or not. I don't know if it has can you imagine me jumping on my account that I haven't played the Division 2?
So much to grind through.
There would be so much content.
There would be a lot of like that. That's one of the things about like why you wouldn't want a character booster is like there's so much content for someone to enjoy and like they could live off of that game.
Yeah.
But on the other side, for like somebody who's just like, I just want to go in and do the newest stuff you do. So it is a dilemma of I could see both ways, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. I've been tempted. I'm not gonna lie. With my old UB ties and just that whole world, I'm like probably not a very saturated streaming market for that game right now. Like you can go in and dominate a little bit. I wonder, but I guess we shall see. All right. Let's get into this week's dashboard anyway. Got a few pieces of news that have come out from that, which is Expedition 33. Publisher says Elder Scrolls Oblivion didn't seem to harm us at all. Quote, we always knew that Expedition 33 had a very specific identity. When I when I was in the press, I saw the Western style RPGs and Japanese style RPGs as having quite different appeals and audiences. I knew plenty of people that would play the Elder Scrolls game that wouldn't necessarily play Final Fantasy, and vice versa. Also, by the way, by the time that we rolled out, we had momentum of our own, and we felt pretty confident that we could stand beside it. I think there were other aspects like price point we were at and inclusion in Game Pass, so we knew we would have a lot of interest around the game. We were confident in that, and it went as well as it possibly could. We could have done in our eyes, and actually, proximity to Oblivion didn't seem to harm us at all. In many ways, it just drew attention to the quality of RPGs that week, and everyone was talking about that genre. I think this is such a fantastic way of looking at things, Crash, from them. They've done everything right in terms of the way they've marketed this game, in terms of the way they've marketed the game, the way they've had the audience gravitate towards the game, the way they haven't tried to go, oh, it's us versus them when it comes to Oblivion. Oblivion's Oblivion. Like, you can't compete against that, right, Matt? It's just one of those games that's it is gonna take a lot of the attention, but they're right. It was very much, it felt like a Barbie and Oppenheimer moment in a way.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Where it's like we're both out at the same time. Let's try and, we're still
make the most
we're competing, but we're not really competing, and I feel
again, it comes back to them both being in Game Pass, right? It's just a fucking great advert for Game Pass. What a month you've had. And if you want to just spend 10 quid for a month of Game Pass and play both these games, you're gonna have a great time this month for the next, however long. So it's phenomenal. And I think you're right. I think their marketing, the cast that they got for the game, for Clay Obscura, and then their marketing and everything they've been doing, they've been saying the right stuff. They're clearly gamers as well as, making a game, which is an important aspect of it. And they just care and they love it. And Oblivion coming out of nowhere, didn't hurt them, seemingly. So, go on, Crash.
I think one thing to mention, I forget who the publisher is exactly off the top of my head. But they've published most of their games direct to Game Pass as well. As far as games that launch on Xbox, like they published Sifu off of PlayStation, that came directly to Game Pass. Rematch is coming to Game Pass. I forgot. There's a few other games. Just the stuff that hasn't come to Game Pass, or Xbox has been the stuff that hasn't launched to Game Pass for the most part. So there is that also tidbit of. They probably just have a really good relationship in general with Xbox and Game Pass.
Kepler Interactive is the publisher.
There you go.
I hope I pronounced that correctly. I think I have. Perfect. I do. I just feel like it. I don't know. It's been a very good, like you said, Matt, for Game Pass. It's been a very good couple of months. I've got to be honest. Blueprints, these games. Madness. They again, a couple of bits we didn't add in here, but the game had passed 1 million copies sold. That's copies sold specifically. They said that on X, which is huge. It's nice to see a brand new IP come out and be at this level of quality. And obviously everyone's talking about the 33. Members of staff and things of that nature. Where do you think this leaves that team? Like, do you think they do get gobbled up by by a bigger publisher, or do you think it's a case of they now have the capital probably to just do what they want on their next project?
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping the latter. So go on, Crash.
Yeah, I'm with Matt on hoping the latter. I don't think they'll get bought up. This was like a very creative endeavor that seems like they put what they wanted into it, and I'd imagine that the team probably would have some reserves about being bought up by a bigger publisher or something like that. But money is money also at the end of the day.
That's
so
literally,
really knows?
You could tell what my face was saying clearly. Money's money. Like when the big boys come knocking, you don't know what's going to... Especially in a world right now, the gaming space is so volatile. And think about it, like... Imagine getting, I'm just using Xbox for the example here right now, but imagine Xbox do buy you, there's 33 people, Crash. You know what that bonus looks like? Like,
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So,
but it is to note that also anybody that looks to buy them, like this game was also made with external help as well.
Of course,
like a lot of the UI stuff and stuff like that was made. I think it was by like a group of Korean team or something like that. So there is like additional factors that you'd look into when buying them too.
Of course. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next story, which is unfortunately an interesting one. I don't know if I can. It is sad, but it's an interesting one. I think it's an interesting conversation to be had. Microsoft has raised the price of all Xbox Series consoles. Xbox games also confirmed to hit $80 this holiday. In a recent announcement, the company has said that it will raise the prices, specifically in the US and Canada. But I truly believe this is going to have a knock-on effect everywhere. I believe we've already seen it. But it looks a little bit something like this. The Xbox Series S 512 gigabytes was $379.99. Was $209.99. Gone up to $379.99. The Xbox Series S 1 terabyte was $349, gone up to $429.99. The Xbox Series X Digital was $449.99, is now up to $549.99. The Xbox Series X, just the normal one, was $499.99, is now $599.99. The 2 terabyte Galaxy Edition was $599.99, is now gone up to $729.90. Yeah, it's a lot of money that is going on right now. We got a question that's coming from Top Lift, so we'll answer that real quickly, which says, with the price of the Xbox consoles all set to rise and the cost of games to go up to $80, do you think Xbox is hoping it will push more people to stream their games via Game Pass, and the way many can access it via the app? Things like the LG/Samsung TV Fire Stick and mobile, and they have all but given up on the console generation.
They sell a lot of. Game Pass is huge. I'm not gonna like downplay and say that Game Pass isn't big. Xbox sells a lot of games off of Game Pass as well.
Yes.
Like that $80 price increase isn't to push more people to stream. It's because they see the need to. They can make more money off of it if they increase the price as well.
Yes, it's. Look, we can't sit here and pretend it's not tariffs. The tariff stuff has definitely played a key role in all this. I still think this was happening anyway, without the tariffs and stuff. I think the games industry at large has found the perfect. Hey, it's not our fault. It's their fault. You know, like I think it's the perfect time for games to be able to go. And now the price has gone up. Yeah. I think. Look, I'll say the council estate kidding me. From my American listeners, the projects worries deeply. Gaming for me was the escapism from my real life. You know, being able to go home and play whatever it is I was playing back then, especially on the 360, because that was the main console. Call of Duty 4, Pro Evolution Soccer, Gears of War, stuff like that, right? Like, that was my escapism, especially in the area I grew up. You know, I wasn't out on the streets doing the naughty things that a lot of my friends were doing. I was at home playing video games. And that's the only thing that worries me. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing you can really do about that, right? But I am so scared for, like, low-income families, and, like, little Timmy now wants an Xbox. An Xbox is now costing $400 pretty much. $379.99 for a Series S at 512 gig. Gosh darn, that's a lot of money for a console. And not only that, we get to the game side of things, and games were always expensive in comparison to my life, right? My mum and dad were not buying me brand new games every week. You know, I got brand new games at my birthday and at Christmas. That was it. And again, my life was very different. My dad owned a game shop, so I would borrow a lot of games, but my life is not the normal of obviously everybody else's. So for me, I'm just so scared for those low income families, like mine was back then. And I think this is why you've seen Xbox get rid of generations as well, by the way. Like, they clearly saw this trajectory come in, and they were like, we need to adopt the PC method in terms of, like, we're going to develop for everything until it gets to a point where we can no longer develop for it, because the price is just going to get crazy. The Series X generation, me included, by the way, I'm not upgrading to the next gen. I'm not paying, what we at, $600 for a Series X.
Yeah.
What the hell is next gen gonna cost?
Yeah, and that's the rumors are that that'll come out 2027, right? Those are the rumors for the launching for that.
Was the rumor.
Not very far. Like I don't know. It's very, very expensive. To a point of like it's becoming easier and easier to recommend to people like, oh yeah, you should just look into getting a PC. Get a cheap PC, not an expensive PC, not a crazy PC.
Absolutely.
But get into that space.
Yeah. Go on, Matt.
I think top list questions interesting. Do I think that they're doing it in a hopes that they're pushing people to streaming and cloud and Game Pass? No, but will it? Hopefully, because I think the cheapest, the most successful way into gaming now is probably a Series S and Game Pass, right? Like if you were gonna recommend something for your little cousin, that would probably be it, because it's probably got everything he wants, or they want. And so who knows what the next generation will cost, but it will probably come with an S equivalent that won't cost as much.
Won't cost as much is let's be clear. Won't cost as much is still gonna be $379.99 and more.
Oh right, yeah, which is still probably too much for a lot of people.
Yeah, at that point it gets to the territory of like, oh, just buy your kid an iPad, or I guess streaming of like Game Pass on that or whatever it is, or games on that. Or even a Switch 2. Your kids will be satisfied with the Switch 2. We were going crazy about the Switch 2 prices, but now the Switch 2 price doesn't seem so bad anymore.
Switch 2 price looks cheap now.
Yeah.
Wait, wait, you
can't. A whole different thing, though, isn't it?
No, sure, it's a whole different thing, sure, because it's Nintendo, because it's not as powerful. But what do we know about Nintendo for guaranteed? What do we know? Games. Then that's it. We're done. Conversation's done, right? Like, let's be serious. Like, I can't see. I was literally gonna. By the way, I was gonna buy my sister a Series S the other day. She's using an Xbox One right now. My old original Xbox One. And she brought it home, brought it to me, saying it didn't work. I loaded that thing up. Oh my god! I don't realize how fast the Series S is until you turn on the Xbox One now. Holy shit! I was like, I'm gonna buy you a Series S. And she was like, what? I was like, I'll buy you a Series S. I'm going to buy a box one because I'm collecting all the consoles again anyway. And you just give it, once you're done with it, you just give it back to me. Boom, we're good. And now I don't even want to do that. I'm not paying this extra price. Are you mad? Like, there's no way.
But guess one.
Yeah, no, I can, yes. And that's probably what I would have done anyway. So it's about £200. But
yeah.
It don't change the fact, Matt, that we're getting into a dangerous territory where gaming... We're already, put it this way, we're already losing talent for gaming because of how unstable the games industry is. Now we're getting to a place where you have to be relatively wealthy to play games.
Yeah. Yes. I think, it's difficult to talk about without getting political or economic, but, this isn't just a gaming problem. That's
yeah.
No, you're not wrong.
Right? Is that, I understand that, it sucks and makes it really difficult for a lot of people, but it's so not just a gaming problem, and gaming is a luxury, and always has been. It sucks. It fucking sucks.
Let me ask you this question, because I think the thing we've skated around is the price of games, right? Xbox have now come out and said some of their games, their first party games, are going to cost £80. And I said on X, I've got to be honest, Xbox don't have the IP that I want to pay £80 for a game. I'm just putting that out there right now.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think of anything they've put out this year so far I would have paid $80 for. Even Avowed was $70, and I think that was a lot for Avowed.
I agreed.
So looking at it is like Doom probably this year, $80 seems like it'll probably be like a fair price for that. Just in terms of like what people like and what.
They're not doing that, though, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They said it starts in September or something like that for the $80 price point.
Well, no, but my point is, like, let's look at the IP for me. Let's break it down and look at the IP. Okay, so I think you could make an argument for Doom. I probably wouldn't buy it, but I think you could make the argument for it.
Yeah.
What else? What else is in the Xbox's portfolio today and going forward that you would be willing to pay $80 for? Because I can only think of 2 games.
I got 2.
Go on, Matt.
Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
And Halo.
Okay.
Halo for sure.
Okay. That just shows how different we are, innit, as gamers. I love it. I love it. Because you're 2 at that, and the only 2 I would ever pay $80 for is Gears of War and Fable.
Okay, so Fable,
I don't think Fable.
And I think Gears as well. I think, Gears, yes, I agree with you. I think Fable, I'm more on the fence like Crash, I think.
I think Fable in like theory with what they're aiming for with the new Fable game, for sure could be an $80 game. I think Fable with what it's been, I don't think that's an $80 quality game.
No, but this is not what it's been.
This isn't...
You're not wrong. We
can't base it on Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, which you said, you're fair, but you also started off saying, this is what I'd pay for this IP, and how am I supposed to judge what the IP is worth other than what has been?
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, South of Midnight comes out before, and we get shown, right? Like, let's say potentially, like, South of Midnight 2 gets announced tomorrow, and it pops up, and we go, is that an $80 game?
Yeah.
Are you mad?
Fable, sure.
Like,
Fable, I'd be like, okay, if it looks good, I'd pay $80 and I wouldn't bat an eye.
Like,
okay, yeah.
That's where that's what you got to go with, and that's the thing that scares me the most about this now is we're gonna have that conversation. We're gonna watch the the showcases coming up, right? And they're gonna announce some new stuff, and we're gonna go, how much is it? Because that's the question now. It's not, is the game good? Oh my god, that trailer was amazing, etc., etc. It's, how much is it? And people are going to argue, well, you guys have got Game Pass, blah, blah, blah. But not everybody wants the subscription service. So you've got to look at it now as an $80 product.
Because it is an $80 product.
Because that's what it is.
No, they are like, it's not a Game Pass product. Like, you can get them on Game Pass and play them on Game Pass. They have a set value for these games that you can get them at. State of
Decay 3.
No way.
No shot. I love State of Decay. State of Decay it looks like it's going to be the AAA version of State of Decay that I've wanted. There is no way on God's given earth that I am paying $80 for State of Decay 3. It's not happening.
Yeah. Forza is also an $80 franchise.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, 100%, but not to me it isn't.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the issue.
That's fair.
No, but is it to Forza fans? I don't know. Write in. If you're a Forza fan, please let me know if you are comfortable with paying $80, the equivalent probably about £70. Maybe
also,
75, I don't know.
Are you comfortable with paying $80 for games in general? Because if you're not comfortable for paying $80 in games in general, it wouldn't change your opinion on Forza as well. So that's an attached... I get what you're saying, but it's an attached conversation piece, because some people would be like, I'd pay $80 for games. I wouldn't pay $80 for those games.
Yeah, but that's my point. That's literally my point of this conversation of like, what does Xbox
100%.
have? Like, put it this way, the last Halo wasn't worth $80.
Yes, I agree with that.
The last Forza had issues, wasn't worth $80. Like, when a game comes out now and is nearly $100 at launch, sure as I'm going to be... See the people that we hate on the internet, by the way, like the super negative people, you want me to give you nearly $100. I'm going to be so critical now.
Yeah.
there are a lot of games I wouldn't have gotten that I've gotten in the past if they were priced at 80. There are games that I've gotten in the past that I wouldn't have gotten for 70. So like this is just I feel like it's been a while since games have started being 70, but I feel like that just happened.
Yes, I agree.
Not too long ago. And
100%.
it's been a minute. We've gotten used to it a little bit. I see $70, it doesn't like make me like my insides curl up a little bit, you know. I'm completely fine with it. But $80, once you start seeing that, it's good. It's very interesting because we also had Clear Obscura drop, and that's a $50 game with the quality you get from that game. And no, it's not like there are certain stuff where you're like, okay, you see the budget not there.
Absolutely.
And why it's $50 for certain things, but it's like it's still better than games that don't have those issues that are $70 and quote unquote cleaner.
No, of course. I think it just I just think it's going to open up the ultra negative gamer in even the normal people like us.
Yeah.
Because I do think we now have to, and again, we are so privileged. We get so many games sent to us for nothing, by the way. Also, we do pay for some games as well. But I am now anytime I review a game, or I'm talking about a game on this podcast when I've been given a code, the price point is the number one factor in which I am starting with. Is this worth your money? Listener, viewer, whoever. The price has just been raised now. I now have to even more so be like, I think this is worth $80. Madness. Like, absolute madness. But I get it.
Do we think a Game Pass has to be raising in price within the next year, right?
Has to.
Yeah.
In what world does the games cost $80 and then the game... It's already at £15 a month over here. It's $17.99, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's going to hit 20.
Yeah.
I think it will go up. I think, like... man, I don't know. Like, there is part of me that thinks... Actually, when stuff like this happens and the price of games rises, the price of hardware rises, it actually just makes your service better value, right? And so it's good marketing for your service. It's good, and once you get people subscribed,
you're right. That's why it's going to happen within a year, because they're going to leave it like this, where it's like Game Pass is the better option. They're going to get people to go into Game Pass. And they're going to be like, Game Pass is going to be right. And maybe they don't do an ultimate increase this time, but because PC, I think, avoided the increase. So there could be a possibility where it's like, okay, PC Game Pass is going to go up to $2 or $3 or whatever the case is. Maybe standard stays the same and ultimate goes up or something along those lines. But I think you don't go a whole year without a Game Pass, and I'd probably say around like the 7 or 8 month mark is probably when you'd see that price go up for Game Pass.
I think you get through Christmas. And then you do it
for sure
early next year. I think that's probably likely. Unfortunately,
mad, yeah. Upsetting to me, but I understand. But it doesn't mean I like it. I like it. Next story, another story that I don't really like. EA has cancelled Titanfall. It was an incubated project. Layoffs have happened also at Respawn Entertainment, which have impacted the Apex Legends and the Star Wars Jedi developer. Apparently, between 300 and 400 employees have been laid off at EA on Tuesday, including 100 staff at Respawn. This was all reported by Bloomberg, which have also got the information that a Titanfall extraction shooter has now been cancelled also. Crash. We went a couple of weeks without layoffs, but we're back.
Yeah, and a big set of layoffs here too, with somebody who's been he was hit not too long ago with layoffs, right? I think it was like late last year,
I believe,
or something along those lines. This sucks. Titanfall incubation project getting canceled sucks. Just in general, everybody who got let go, as always, like, heart goes out to them. It's a horrible situation to be in. It's a lot of people as well. But yeah, we talked about the price of games going up and consoles going up. And again, some of these people that are being let go here are probably like, I'm not going back into the game industry. I'm going to go somewhere else for more security and stuff like that.
you can't blame them, can you? Let's be honest. Like, you've got me in a tizzy at the moment, like with where content creation is. And I'm like, maybe it's time to. I was on Indeed the other day, like looking at jobs, like, maybe it's time to go back to something else. But it's so hard when you put a decade of your life into games. It's hard to just be like, okay, I'm out. But yeah, no, yeah, like you said, my heart goes out to everyone that was affected. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me that a company like EA that is worth the billions that they're worth is doing this, but I also understand it. It does seem like everybody is struggling. And when I say struggling, their shareholders are clearly struggling in their pockets because we know for a fact that games are still making millions upon millions upon millions. It is still bigger than music and TV put together. And film, sorry, music, TV, and film put together as a medium and in profits. And I'm just very scared for where these profits are going.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm sad about this Titanfall project as well. I love Titanfall. I've loved Titanfall since Titanfall 1. Go on.
Did you want a Titanfall extraction shooter though?
If it was good,
3.
If it was good, why not?
Yeah, I think about the gameplay and the way Respawn makes games. An extraction shooter from them in the Titanfall world could have been very cool.
Yeah, why not?
Like, you have to remember how like loose the Titanfall, like it being a Titanfall incubation project is. Apex was a Titanfall incubation project. Yeah. It is a game that takes place in the Titanfall universe.
Yeah.
So that to me is like it could mean a lot of different things for the actual game we get.
I love extraction shooters.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for the next multiplayer thing to take over my life because I've had nothing lately. So yeah, I would have loved it. I do think. Well, I say if it was good, I would have loved it. So yeah. Last story. Don't know if you guys watched the state of play, but Borderlands has got its new release date and it has been moved up. This got all announced before the GTA news, and everyone got excited that GTA was coming earlier, which is nuts. It's now coming out September 12th, moving up 2 weeks from its original planned date. Did either of you guys watch the state of play?
I did not.
Nope.
I did. Obviously, I'm a Borderlands fan, so it doesn't surprise people. It looks like more Borderlands. It looks like it's, to be fair, in their defense, a lot of the issues that the Borderlands community has had with the game, it does look like those things have, they are addressing those things, drop rates, things of that nature. Obviously, we got to see a few of the new Vault Hunters. Again, if you don't like Borderlands, you ain't gonna like this game. It's as simple as that. Like, it is either you're a Borderlands fan or you're not a Borderlands fan at this point. When you get to a fourth game, either you want to run around with your friends and get the guns and shoot the bad guys and enjoy the way that story is told, which is not in a is very much told in a specific way, and either you're gonna like that or you're not.
When we get close to this game being released, I need you to slap me and tell me not to do it.
Well, here's the question, though. Here's the question for you, yeah? Do you want to run around with me and Haley playing Borderlands? Does that sound like a good time of us sticking around and being dumb and shooting things and Haley going down and we make her be the healer, as we always do, Crash? And, do you want that experience? Because that's the only thing you're getting in this game for. Because you ain't getting in it for its gameplay, because you don't care. Yeah. And you ain't getting it for its story, because you don't care.
Because I don't care. Yeah. I guess that's a fair point.
That's the question.
Tiny Tina's Adventure was very, very fun with both of you.
Yes. But that is probably one of the best DLCs ever to exist. So
no, I'm not talking about the DLC. I'm talking about the spin-off game that came out. I forget what it's called.
Oh yeah, we did play that, didn't we?
We didn't.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Me and Haley did.
You and Haley played. Yeah, I did not play with you.
That's your problem. That's your problem.
I got it for you, Fix. I bought it for you.
I mean, we can still play it.
That's a crazy statement.
Warm up.
What? Monday. Bank holiday Monday.
Oh.
And he's out here having a go at me for completing Final Fantasy 1. Do you know what I mean? He wants to go back and play Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
I don't want to, but I will. No, I'm just saying. If you want that experience, you'll have a fun time because that's what it's for. But that is all you're getting this game for. There's nothing more to this game. You're not gonna grind that final bosses to get the special guns. You're not gonna do the things that Borderlands players do.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Matt, you gonna get it?
No.
Fair enough. Alright, well, Matt.
I like the answer.
Guess that game time, baby.
This is Guess That Game. It's back for another week. I've picked a game, and the two boys here have 1 minute and 30 seconds to ask me yes or no questions, see if they can figure out which game it is. I left my phone downstairs, so one of you's going to have to run the timer.
Yeah, that's fine. Crash, we now have confirmed that the house is not a flat, it's a house. There's a downstairs. Just wanted to let you know that.
That's true.
He's giving us more information. I'm building this mansion out. How many floors are we looking at? Maybe 3? Maybe 4? Who knows?
Oh. Yeah, I got you. I was so confused. I was like, what are you talking? The house is not flat? What the fuck does that mean?
Sorry, the house is not an apartment. Alright, I'm ready for you, Matt, whenever you're ready.
The points as they currently stand. In last place, in joint last place, guest host Ryan McCaffrey and Matthew Phillips.
Who's Matthew Phillips? Yeah, okay, go on. Just check.
In second place, joint second place, Despawn and Crash with 10 points. I would need to win 9 points to get to second place.
If you get me and Fix here, you got a point. You can get a point right here.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Well, yeah.
And in first place with 11 points. It's tight at the top. I can't quite see you from all the way down here, but it's tight at the top. 11 points, MC Fixer.
Smashed it last week, Matt.
Yeah.
You weren't here? I smashed. Was you here last week?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he was.
Yeah, smashed it last week. I actually
got that snipe.
Whenever
I don't remember what the game was, but I remember it was a snipe.
Well,
and it's actually quite a good way to calculate how many weeks I've missed in the year. So
sure. Let me know when you want me to start this timer.
All right, ready. Fix, you're going to ask the first question. That's going to crash and back to you. Start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Xbox Series generation.
No.
Xbox One generation.
No.
Original Xbox generation.
No.
360.
360 generation, yeah.
Correct.
Was that a question? Action game?
Yeah.
Major publisher?
I hate this one. Can we come back to it at the end?
Yeah. Is it a shooter?
The major publisher? Yeah.
Sci-fi?
No.
First party?
No.
Exclusive?
No.
Female protagonist? The main character?
No.
Character creator?
No.
Third person?
Yes.
Modern game.
Yeah, like modern
like
setting.
A modern setting.
Yes, like modern day setting. Yeah.
Okay. Does it have a sequel?
Yeah.
Third person?
Yeah, third person.
Oh, you asked third person already.
Does
right?
it have a direct numbered sequel?
Yeah.
Do the sequels take place in the same area, or is it a new place every sequel? New place every sequel.
That's time.
That's time. So 2 things in there. You said character creator. The answer is no, but you can customize the look of the character.
Yeah.
So I didn't want you to get confused on that.
That's fair.
And major publisher, yes.
So, from out...
It's 360. It's a shooter. It's third person. Male protagonist.
Yes.
It's not exclusive, not a sci-fi. It's modern setting.
Correct.
And not every sequel takes place in the same place.
True.
And it's either Xbox, Ubisoft, EA. See, the publisher ones you can't put that at the end because that helps you narrow it down a lot. Xbox.
To be fair,
Ubisoft,
I didn't ask one of the big 5 publishers.
That's true. You did. You
I just said major publisher.
You did. You're right.
I was
and the
a
answer
little
is
loosey
yes.
with that one.
It is a major publisher. All right.
I have 2 games that come to mind. I really only have one.
Do you know what's the hard part, right? Is
Yeah.
he questioned if it was a major publisher.
No, I just hate that question. Like,
So you didn't answer it because you hate it?
yeah.
I hate you, man. So just to clarify, you knew it was a major publisher. I'm not gonna grill you on that. It's just you knew it was a major publisher.
No, you suck.
Yeah.
Oh my
You knew it was
god.
major. Okay,
Like-
I have a guess.
It just
If
got
it's
me
not
in the
this,
moment.
I have a guess.
I don't. Third person shooter, major publisher, modern day setting on the 360. Oh, mate. Alright, Chris. You want to kick us off? We ain't gonna have the same answer, so.
My guess was Grand Theft Auto.
Oh.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is the correct answer.
Fix didn't guess.
Woo! I get a point. Let's go, baby.
Wait, no,
you can tell that this guy ain't here much.
No. Fix does not get a point. Fuck
Nah,
that. I'm not gonna have the same guess as you.
I was gonna guess Bulletstorm.
It's a first-person shooter, bro.
Oh yeah, I thought it's the third person.
There you go. Crash makes his way into joint first place with MC Fix.
Wait, you said what game?
Grand Theft
Grand
Auto
Theft
5.
Auto.
Is a first-person shooter?
Third person. It's third person.
Yeah, Bulletstorm's
Bulletstorm
third
is first
person.
person.
Oh no, you're
Bulletstorm
right.
is first person, my guy.
Shit, you're
Because
right.
you kick people into a wall. It's a
Yeah,
first
you're
person.
right. You're
my
right.
guy.
You're right.
The beta came bundled with a third person game called Gears of War. If you've ever played that.
Yeah, no, sorry. My
This
bad.
is where I was having some issue. Numbered sequel, like
Yes.
yeah, but which I said yes. And then the other one, third person, first person, because you can play GTA now in first person, but it didn't launch with it. So I was like, okay.
I hate him. Like,
Why? He wasn't wrong with that.
is it a major publisher?
Other than the major publisher, that is kind of a because that doesn't let us narrow it down when you don't answer it. Like you saying, I don't know, does answer it to a degree when we need to like figure it out.
That question.
No, you're not here enough to ban anything.
Fight me.
Turn up 5 weeks in a row, I'll ban something for you. Until then, no chance. So, do you have a trivia question for us?
Nope.
Yes,
Forgot that was part of the game.
I got a clue. This guy's not here. It's fine. We can skip it this week. You're good.
Yeah.
Let's get through a few of these questions. Remember, you can email in my Xbox and me podcast at gmail.com or join our amazing Discord. We got some great community in there with some great questions. First one comes from Toplift, and mostly the GTA related because I asked for GTA questions. From Toplift, it says, do you think we will see more game dates announced now that GTA has confirmed it's delayed till May 26th, 2026? Fresh?
Yes, baby. Lots of them. Lots of them are just gonna start rolling in. I can guarantee you, after Ghost of Yote was announced, they already knew like GTA is not launching this year. So that's when it started. So yeah, I do think we're gonna start seeing a lot more games start to fill in their dates.
Makes sense. Matt, what would you reckon?
Yes, I think I tweeted something to similar sort of down the line of thought. Yeah, I do think we will, but I also think that this idea, like, look, the holiday period is still very important to gaming, but I think it's less important than it once was. And I think we've seen more and more big games come out in summer, like Mafia's coming out in June, isn't it? And
yeah,
like I think we start to see games spread out more anyway. But yeah, everybody wants to avoid GTA. Nothing else is going to come out next May. So, yeah.
Until it gets delayed again.
Yeah. Sure.
So, we'll see. Next question comes from Orange Cookie Man. He says, when I look back on prior GTA/Red Dead games, I think of particular innovations that stood out. GTA 3, radio stations. GTA Vice City, property ownership, motorcycles. GTA San Andreas, eating/drinking, weightlifting/fitness system. GTA 4, in-game mobile phone / TV station / comedy shows. GTA 5, three independent main characters. Red Dead Redemption, dynamic weather / random NPC interactions. What do you think is the greatest gameplay innovation from will be the greatest gameplay innovation from GTA 6? Oh my god, what a question.
I got one.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
I think social media is going to play a huge part in GTA 6. There will be something that is monitoring how you are perceived in the world, and how internet famous you are, I think. And I think it'll play into the story in a big way. I think it'll play into the gameplay in a big way. I think it could be really, really interesting. So yeah, I think that'll be a thing.
I think all the things that I see in roleplay every single day, the bigger gaming audience is going to see in GTA 6 and make them a huge deal. So
in what regard?
So in regards to cars needing gas. That isn't something that is needed in GTA games right now, right? Other than RP. Like, just cars have gas, blah, blah, blah. I think they are going to try and make the most realistic game, like to life realistic ever for a GTA game. I think they've seen, do you know what I think it is? They've seen the audience test that out, right? Because that is technically a mechanic that is not really needed. But in roleplay, it's humongous because it changes the way you set up for like jobs and things like that. And if they can have that be a part of the game, I think people will find that as like a huge thing. But I don't know, maybe.
My initial reaction was to say no, they won't do that. It'd be too tedious. But then I think back to Red Dead Redemption 2, and that game is very realistic in certain ways. That it becomes annoyingly so, and they don't care that it's annoying. And some people love the fact that it goes to that depth. So I could possibly see something like that.
It's something they haven't done, and it's something they've seen that's been done with players that now anyone in that GTA world from a content creator perspective, that's not going to annoy them, right? And as soon as that has a knock-on effect from the audience that watches all the time, because they're now they've already experienced, like, I think it'll be quick. I don't think it's going to take long, but I think it's something
but it's like you got to pit stop in there, even if it's just like you drive into the thing and then back out, even if there's no animations to it or whatever the case is.
No, I think there'll be an animation. I think it will be. I think it will be a whole go to the pump, get it out, boom. Maybe it's 3 seconds, boop, 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 done.
It depends how often it would need to get done, but I could see something like that.
It doesn't need to be often at all. But like, I think they're gonna. I don't think they bought 5M for no reason. Like, I think, don't get me wrong, I know, like, to the everyday listener and things of that nature, like, it's like, bro, like, roleplay is not important. Like, roleplay kept GTA 5 relevant for as long as it has. Don't get me wrong, GTA 5 is still GTA 5. But I'm talking about from a wider audience. I think, like, 13 years. I think they're gonna take. I think there's a reason they've bought it, right? So I think they're gonna take things from that modding community that would be perceived as like. I'm not saying that Rockstar want to come up with it on their own, but I'm just saying like there's gonna be those things that are now normal to me that to new players gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe you have to put gas in the car now. Like to them, it's gonna be a big moment. I feel like.
Yeah, but they also could have just bought them because they wanted a piece of a pie that was making money without them attached to it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I'm taking it from the leaks as well, though, that we've seen already. Like the way you rob banks and things like that, like robbing stores and stuff. Like all of it is very GTA RP looking.
Yeah, but that's also just very Rockstar looking at this point. I get what you're saying because Rockstar has gotten more like in depth with everything they do. If you look at Red Dead Redemption 2, the way you could interact with that world, I think that's just an evolution of what they're doing. But I get what you're saying. I don't really know I feel like the focus for this next one, kind of going off of what you're saying, is Fix. Not quite to the level of what you're saying but it really is that interaction with that world. Yes. If you look at GTA 5 and the way you interacted and robbed stores, I think you're just going to have a lot more depth in that.
Yeah.
I don't know you're necessarily going to have that unique the unique new big selling point. I think it's just all going to be deeper and more in depth with the systems you do when you rob places and the interactions you have and the different ways those can play out. It's not just going to be you going in there and then shooting up a bunch of bottles until they give you money. I think there's going to be more to it.
Yeah.
In this next one.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I think the thing that people don't realize is like GTA 5 as a shell without modding is there isn't that many open buildings that you can actually go in. I think that's going to be different in this. Obviously, the amount of technology has changed, you know, since they made their last GTA. I think you're going to see a lot more houses you can go inside and shops you can go inside. And again, I think that will play a big role in, obviously, this online marketplace. They've probably seen what 2K have done. Like, who's not partnering? Like, if 2K can partner with Nike and Reebok and etc., why on earth can GTA not? Like for their online. So I can see them taking that approach. Maybe, I don't know.
I think there's always the problem with something like GTA of you have a game about murdering.
Possibly,
and all this sort of
yeah,
stuff.
that's
like,
true.
Would you want to attach your brands to it? But then it's
Very
risk
true.
and reward, and there
Very
would be
true.
a lot of reward off of Grand Theft
No, that's
Auto
a great point. That's a great point. You're right.
Also, I think Rockstar don't want anybody else's finger in the pie.
That's
they
true.
would much rather parody Facebook
That's true.
and Mark Zuckerberg
That's fair.
than get the Facebook brand in the game, because then they can do whatever the fuck they want. And they can blow it up and blow, whatever.
Unless it's
And
a case of like, hey, you want us to put Facebook in the game? Cool, you're gonna pay us for it, but you're also gonna let us just like make fun of it as well.
Yeah,
maybe,
that's the only
maybe.
way.
But
I think the first trailers already proved your point, actually, Matt. Like, because on the billboards, they've already got their own social media, their own news out there. So yeah, I think you're right.
It's like Apple Pay, but it isn't, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, I don't know about like the one thing. I agree with you. Like, all these things you've mentioned here, Origin Cookie Man, are the same things that I think of when I think of these games. I don't know what the next thing is for GTA 6, and that's what I'm excited about the most for it. Is I remember driving through that city, right, and having the radio on, and then it going, and then changing the entire station because I've gone out of the region.
Yeah.
Like, that was a groundbreaking moment. I think the random NPC, I think if you've not played Red Dead Redemption 2, you don't quite realize how much they improved in making games. So then you get to see that now in GTA 6. We hope that it's going to be like, wow, this is ridiculous. Like, I imagine you could just pull out a fishing rod and go fishing anywhere. And there's going to be fish. That's what I imagine. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe.
My only thing would be like, why would you need to fish in GTA?
But what? But again, maybe it's because of my stupid roleplay head.
I think it's the RP like aspect that's leaking
But
into
I think
it. But I could see them doing it just cause like it's a silly thing you can do. Why can't you do it?
You want to make money? You want
to
make money in this game? You can do it how. I think the big part of it's going to be play how you want. Yes, don't get me wrong. We've got our story and our these are two criminals, whatever. But like, I think the play how you want is going to be a huge part of it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I could see that. I just feel like fishing is going a little bit too outside of the norm of what GTA is, but also maybe that's like sort of the point of it is like they want to.
I think like it's also in an interesting part of the world, right? And so like you see like
how much body of water there is,
and and like the mud festival, motocross stuff going on, and I think there will be loads of stuff like that. And I could totally imagine like a Freaks and Geeks mission where you're in some sort of fishing competition with
you know what, that's actually
like
you go to the
actually a really good point. That's the silly way you introduce it through some sort of, and then the guy calls and he's like, "There's another fishing tournament, dude. We gotta go and do it because I got like some drug money attached to it."
Yeah, exactly.
They could tie it in a way that makes sense to the world.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
And there's some sort of
they stuff the fish with the drugs.
Yes, something stupid like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get you. But yeah, I'm just so sad that it's been delayed because now that's all I want right now. That's all I want. Next question comes from Joanne, who says, "What do you think now fills the hole GTA leaves in the fall?" We don't. What is coming out? Do we know?
Ghost of Yotei right now. I think that's the only like big title we know of that comes out in October. You have Borderlands, if you want to put that in, because it's like late September.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think there's like any
everybody was trying to avoid it, right? And you might now see a game crop up and go, oh yeah, we can fill that spot. But you know, the games that can make those kind of calls might be a bit smaller and just a bit, you know.
Yeah.
And also now, like the things that come out of nowhere, right? Like a Blueprints, which was, let's face it, on nobody's radar, and then comes out and now is in Game of the Year conversation. There might be something like that around that point, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Wu Chang comes out around there. I feel like maybe that's gotten like some buzz around it. Is that July? Oh, okay. That's way. I don't know why I thought it was like September-ish area around. Okay. Oh, so that's soon.
Last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we'll get some more announcements for that time period, but as of right now, I think the only thing you can really look at is Ghost of Yotei because it's the only thing that's really announced for it.
Remember Crimson Desert? Whenever that gets shown off, people are like, this game looks too good to be true. Maybe that hits around then. I don't know.
Possible. Does that have a release date? I feel like that got a release date. No.
Maybe.
Let me see it because I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's a good question. I don't know what fills the gap, but I think we're going to find out very, very, very soon, which should be fun. Matt, you joining us for E3 this year or what?
Nah, man.
You got work?
I'm in LA.
Are you actually there?
Pretty busy.
Ooh. I have to go. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'll be back.
Yep, you're fine. Next question. Trenturus says, could be fun to speculate on which games with a vague 25 release date are all of a sudden going to announce the release for the fall. Do they do it next week or wait until June? No, they wait till June.
Yep, big announcement. If you're big enough and you want that E3 stage, you do it. Then yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you will get an announcement here or there.
The plan, you don't go against your plan. Like that makes no sense to like all of a sudden be like, oh, I know, we'll just go against everything that we've set up, even with like to combat GTA. No, I think you'll see games move into that space now, but they're not gonna next week start popping out dates left, right, and center. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think Ghost of Yotei was sort of like an outlier, but I also have like a little tinfoil hat theory about that.
PlayStation.
I think PlayStation was going to have the marketing for GTA 6. I think so, and that's why they got Borderlands, where 2K is like, you guys can have Borderlands for now to like feed that empty spot. You guys can announce Ghost of Yotei, whatever it is. That's where like I don't know if I fully believe that, but that's where my mind just sort of went off in that direction of thought process for it.
Is there any part of you that would buy a PS5 Pro because it plays better just to play GTA 6
for GTA?
On it? I thought about it. I thought about trading in my PS5 and grabbing a PS5 Pro, especially with the price increase and stuff coming, where I was like, I want to play that game like the best it can be.
Yeah, the thing is, like, right now I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
But like the reality of that answer is the closer that game goes, and when we start actually seeing gameplay and here's the base PS5 version, here's the Pro version, the more that'll inch towards a yes.
Yeah, I get you.
So for right now, no, but it's probably a yes when you get close enough.
Or maybe it will run perfectly, amazingly on the Series X like it should, and then we don't need. You got an S, right?
I got an S. I could always use my brother's Series X if I really wanted to, so it's not really.
Your brother ain't playing it, you know.
Bro, can I tell you, my brother doesn't touch his console.
I know. Your bro. Look, there's many things I know about your brother, Crash. Never met him, don't know his name, don't know his age, don't know what he looks like, don't know any of that information. I know a couple of things though.
Yeah.
Number one, he must make good money, and number two, probably good enough money.
Okay. Yeah.
And number two, he likes to buy technology and not use it.
Yeah, it's a very, very big fact.
See? I picked up on a few things, Chris.
Buying gifts for him is very difficult. It's very difficult. You do. When it comes to getting stuff.
When it comes to money, I'm there.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Ken Doyle says, do you think they'll increase the cost of shark cards as well as the cost of the game, Matt? What do you reckon?
They might have a whole different currency for the next GTA, right? I don't know is the answer, but
you're getting shark cards still made. They brought that into people. Like it's like changing V-Bucks. Like
I think the difficulty and why they might not do it and call it shark cards, it'll be something cards or shark something, is just the reason of like looking it up on the PlayStation Store or Xbox Store, and you search shark cards, and it's like the GTA 5 ones will pop up and the GTA 6 ones. I could see that being the
Hear
only
me out.
reasoning that you might. Yeah.
The currency comes over though from online.
Yeah,
And then bam, bam, bam. I don't think there's a chance in hell that happens. But
No,
I'm
no,
just
that-
playing devil's
that would be
advocate.
crazy.
Playing devil's
That would
advocate.
be crazy.
It's like, we're not separating the online ecosystems. It's time for you guys. This is just an expansion island. Like, this is the GTA 6
That would
brand
be
new
interesting.
island. You can go from da-da-da to da-da-da on GTA Online. And let me tell you now, your shortcuts, they come with you, baby. Like, yeah, like, you can see it.
I don't think they'll do that solely because I do know the economy in GTA 5 has been messed up for a really long time because of hackers from like way when the game first came out, basically, and it's been until now.
I know someone that got their account boosted who listens to this show.
Wow. You should out them. So we
Should
can
I?
go meet them with pitchforks and
Jam?
fire. No, don't out them.
Take one guess. I won't react.
One guess from anybody. Ooh. I don't know who plays GTA.
Second guess, wild guess.
Played GTA way back
Played
in the day.
GTA.
Posted it day one, you know?
I won't react.
Smee. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
JoJo.
It was.
Sure.
It was
JoJo.
JoJo. It was JoJo. 100%.
Was it
JoJo's
JoJo?
fan on a boost to the can. Next question comes from Stead and says, "Do you think there's any chance this means the PC version will release day and date with the console version now?" I don't. From him.
Nope. No.
Nope. PC's been delayed by a year.
You know what? If they do the May release, I could see PC coming out that holiday season.
That would be huge.
Yeah.
That being a possible.
That would
thing.
be huge. That would be huge.
that'd be
If it got reduced to that much, that would be humongous for the PC community. Depends how desperate they are for money. If we're being totally honest, because that's a guaranteed. No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, hey,
Make up for
publishers are publishers. You know, investors are investors. They're always greedy for money.
We won't release. We're not releasing GTA this fiscal year, but next fiscal year we're gonna release both the console and the PC version in one fiscal year or whatever they're telling their board. I could see that being the case.
Could be. Could be huge.
Yeah.
Do you think we get third person and first person day one, or do you think that's an easy update?
That's a new feature. It's also like with how in depth GTA is. I don't know how easy it is to add some of that stuff in first person and third person. I'd imagine it's like a bit of work because it's already a bit of work for like a Resident Evil. My opinion.
Absolutely.
So with how deep the systems are, and specifically thinking of Red Dead Redemption 2, and I don't know if that has a first person mode. It's not necessarily that, but like how deep your NPC interactions, stuff like that are. Yeah, I could see it being. I can see it being quite a hassle. So I think that's like an update. A big update push of like, hey, we're doing this new update to online, and if you only play single player, you're also gonna have first person mode coming out and all this other stuff.
You know what I'm tempted to do now with the delay and stuff? Play every single GTA. Because I've actually, obviously, again, we know my history. My dad's stealing my consoles and stuff. I never beat 3. I never beat Vice City. I never beat San Andreas. I beat 4. I beat 5.
You never beat San Andreas?
Nope. Again, bro, I had the game, and then my memory card was sold in the shop. Like, yeah. Like, I've never beaten those games. Plus, you got the I know the remaster of it. It's not great, but probably better than playing on the PS2, right?
I think it's alright now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some are difficult to get, like the Chinatown Wars and stuff like that.
Bro, I wouldn't play those ones. I wouldn't play any of the over the top ones. It'd be free. It'd be free through 5.
Get on my train, right?
Chinatown Wars was pretty fun.
Here.
What was that, Chris? Sorry.
I said Chinatown Wars was pretty fun.
It was good.
I enjoyed it.
I had it on PSP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it on PSP.
The DS version.
I played the DS version.
Oh, interesting. I think they were fundamentally very different games.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think.
2 more questions, boys, then we can get out of here. Ken Doyle says, what are your favourite previous GTAs? And also, any annoyance for me, checkpointing in GTA 5 really annoys me.
Chinatown Wars, as we just said on the PSP. Great. No, I mean, Vice City is definitely fun for me, and San Andreas. But Vice City specifically, I remember, that was like the first GTA game I played. and just like being blown away that you could just go into the shopping mall and just start shooting people and stuff and like fuck around and get 5 stars and stuff. So like, yeah, Vice City holds a special place in my heart, which is why I'm very excited to go back to Vice City.
Yeah, it's huge. Crash? You're not really a GTA guy, Crash, is the crazy thing.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite GTA is GTA 4, and that's a very large part is because
Wild.
it takes place in the equivalent of New York. I want you guys to know that. There's a like very big bias. And so if I have to look at anything GTA, it's Liberty City itself that I'm a very big fan of.
Makes sense.
I think, though, Fix, I think, you saying wild, I think you'd have a new appreciation for 4 if you went back and played it now.
That's what I'm saying. I think I might, though. I'm very tempted.
Yeah.
I need content. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It makes perfect sense right now, don't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. GTA delayed. Let's play forever.
Let's play it forever. And mine is GTA 5, obviously. It's my fate. It's probably... It's 1, 2, or 3 of my favorite game of all time. Like... look, there's no game I've put more time into outside of even just the base game. I've got into obviously the modding stuff and obviously the roleplay stuff, and I spent my 30th birthday in roleplay doing 3 shows, doing a 20, I think it ended up being like a 16-hour stream of me pretending to be a pop star in these worlds. Like my appreciation for GTA 5 goes beyond, I think, the norm. Anyone who's played roleplay and made a career out of roleplay in any sense of in the world, you have a whole different appreciation for that game. Like, you really, really do. And yeah, man, like GTA, any annoyances? Oh god, that's a great question. I mean, mine comes from
Running,
a roleplay.
Shooting, interacting.
Chris is just like the whole gameplay. No,
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. My big one is NPCs, but it makes perfect sense. But like NPCs in Grove Street, because I played I was GSF in roleplay, so and it makes perfect sense. So it's not a real annoyance, but it's like you would shoot a gun out on the street, like mucking around with people, like, and then the NPC starts shooting at you, and I'm like, motherfucker, we're in the same color, we're in the same team, stop shooting me. But the best was when you did that, and then the cops would turn up. And then they would shoot the cops in roleplay. That was the best. Like, you pretty much got a whole army behind you shooting the cops with you. So that was awesome. But no, annoyances. I don't know. Not really. Red Dead, I've got one. I always said I felt like I loved Red Dead Redemption 2. Especially the mechanic of like going out and earning your money and bringing it back to the camp. But my biggest annoyance was the fact that it actually didn't make a difference. Like, it did, but not enough. And I was out there sweating. Like, I'm talking, I remember playing poker and, like, winning whatever it was. I can't remember how much it was. And being, like, so happy that I get to go back to my camp and give them that extra $50 or whatever it was to get the family to go by. And then you're like, this isn't really doing enough,
On my YouTube shorts, I saw a video of somebody donating, like it was $100,000 or $1 million or whatever it was, and there's basically no reaction or no like,
thanks,
nothing, and it's like, oh yeah.
It's hard because that game is so immersive though, because there's certain things in that game where like there's people chopping wood and like they'll be chopping a tree down, and if you just follow them the entire time, they then go pick up the log, they then go load the log, they then go take the wood, so you're like, they had to cut a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
And like you saying about the giving the money and stuff, it's so immersive. I was giving the money, kind of knowing in the back of my mind this isn't doing anything. And it's actually just hurting me because now I can't afford to go and buy new shoes or whatever it was. But like, it's so immersive and that story is so good that you just feel compelled to help the crew, and it's really special.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. One last question comes from the man, the myth, the legend, El Dozo. I mean, he's a bit of a level. He's a bit of a numpty, I can't lie. Jesus, he gets on me every day. He's doing my... Crash, this guy turns up in my chat.
Yeah.
He's on me. If I'm not live at 9 o'clock on the spot, fix you late.
You need that. You need that. You need that.
Do I?
I don't know.
I'm thinking about just, going back to McDonald's at this point.
One day, like, not streaming anymore. It's like, that's it.
That's it, done. Can you imagine?
See how long El keeps bugging you, like, hey, where's the stream?
How long do you think he would just stop caring?
I think he'd get more worried and stop like being like. I think right now it's just a meme of like, "Hey, you're not live. I'm just gonna send this message to bother you." Eventually, be like, "Hey, Fix, are you okay? Is everything all right?"
If I just fell off the...
goes into that territory.
I've done it long enough now, right? That like people would be like, "Where are you?
Yeah.
What is going on?"
Yeah,
like I quit. Could you imagine?
Just disappear.
Can you imagine like being on stream like all the time, playing games all the time, like having a community of people all the time, like streaming and then making no announcement and just not going live again? Like that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Whoever does that is actually like really fucked up. I want them to know they're fucked up in the head.
That's crazy. Like people supporting your channel. Like
I can't. Like
crazy. Could you imagine that, Chris?
That's crazy. No, that's crazy.
Remember when Matt used to stream on our channel?
Yeah, he streamed like a good bit.
Elden Ring days.
A good amount. Yeah, Elden Ring. Yeah.
Elden Ring Mondays. What happened?
Yeah. The pandemic ended.
Promotion.
Was that during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Or it was post-pandemic where he was like working home all the time. It was one of those. It was like one of those situations.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Remember. Damn.
And it was I was in my old position one night when I had.
Now you're a big boy. Now you're big boy boss.
No, big boy boss.
I call him big boy boss.
Sleepy, tired boy boss.
Anytime I see him at Chris, I see him at conventions. I'm just like, oh, everyone. He's not boss to any of these people. I'm like, is Matt your boss? I'm always like, is Matt your boss? He's like, yeah, kind of.
Kind of, technically.
I love it. I love it. All right, last question. With GTA being pushed back to May 26th, do you think any games that have been pushed back into 2026 potentially make an appearance now in 2025? For example, Fable. No.
Nah.
That would cause an absolute uprise.
Question now for Fable, since it's been brought up. Do we think with the May release, Fable pushes later into the year?
I mean, I can see that.
You have a June, right?
I don't know. Do they give a window for a release for Fable?
I
don't recall.
I thought they did.
Just next summer or something. Oh, look.
If it's summer, then I think it's...
It just says 2025... No, June. No?
No. It was just moved to 2026. Is what it says.
It got delayed to 2026. No date, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Everything stays out the way of GTA. That's the short and tall of it. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think Fable goes near it. Maybe you get an August Fable. Maybe. But I think you probably get a holiday season next year, Fable.
That's fair.
Now, if GTA moves back again into that holiday season, does Fable
everything runs?
Link?
I think we won't be getting an exact release date for Fable until there's you're close enough to a GTA release date that it's like
or it's coming before that,
or it's coming before that. Either or.
Yeah, which I can see. I can see us getting a release date at the showcase.
Yeah, Fable, of like a Marchish time or something like that.
Are they now scared?
Early enough.
Like, were they planning on announcing the release date and it was June whatever, and now they're going, fuck, we don't want to release it now?
I think they'll give you a release date regardless, and worst case, they just push it back. Like, we need another whatever.
Yeah, if they come out and say we need another 2 months, everyone will be like, yeah, sure.
Everybody will be accepting, like, yeah, that's your reasoning, but we know the real
reason.
GTA's right there.
And yeah,
I think that's one of the cases where people, like, even Fable fans, because a lot of them, I assume, are going to have some vested interest in GTA. Like, it won't be as big of a bother as otherwise.
Crash, I don't think there's anybody in this world that's not going to be playing GTA. Like, obviously there are going to be people, but like,
I'm so interested. This is the first GTA where I'm going to be able to see my little cousins and how they react to a GTA release.
Yep.
Because they haven't, they weren't there for they weren't alive for the GTA 5 release. So it's like, how does this hit that younger generation? Because I remember when I was young and GTA's came out, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So
but
it'll be very interesting.
Up outside stores, which they ain't fucking doing anymore.
They just killed the W8 Smith that I bought my San Andreas from.
Ugh.
Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace to them.
Press F's in the chat.
F's in the chat for my W8 Smiths. All right, boys, let's plug and get ourselves out of here. Matt, anything real to plug? You did a lot of work over in Brazil, right?
We did. The whole team, they're on their way back as we speak. FGS Live from Gamescom Latam. We opened the Gamescom Latam show. A few world premieres in there. Xbox world premiere in there. which you guys.
Oh, there was? We saw it. Me and Chris watched it. We reacted. You
we
see?
watched it. Yeah, there's
it is what I would say is it is mad. It's an idea Xbox game, and it is mad to be building a show and get sent that trailer, and it starts with the Xbox logo. Boom.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of you.
Fucking hell.
This
is great.
Yeah.
The game was good as well. It's called The Shadow Syndicate. It's like Splinter Cell, but you're a dog.
Oh.
It kind of looks like Wolf Among Us kind of vibes, and yeah, it's cool. It was playable on the show floor as well, so my team have played it. So I'll let you know what they thought of it. I don't know if Paul played it. Paul may have played it, so he might let us know next week. What he thought of it.
We don't call him that on this show. He's Despawn. All right, get his name right.
When he says, I was gonna say when he says Paul, he means
Despawn. All right, you don't.
Apologies.
Yeah, how dare you? Like the fact you call yourself Matt Phillips, you're Matt P. Yeah, don't.
I know. Yeah. Fair.
We're gonna start calling me Corey. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Okay. I mean, maybe if you get a corporate job and disappear off the internet, we're gonna have to.
Fix
will still want to be known as Fix. I just want you to know that Fix will never want to be known as Corey, even if he's not making content.
I mean, no. Oh,
it's just who. It's like a nickname.
It's who I am.
It's not even like it's not a.
Told you. I've been hanging out with my nephews, my brother's kids, a little bit more, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Uncle Corey." And I'm like, "Who? Oh, that's me. Yeah, Uncle Corey."
Yeah, I'm Uncle Corey.
That's me. Yep. 100%. Where can people find it, Matt? Sorry.
FGS YouTube channel. Check it out. We got another showcase coming up June 7th, which is what you were mentioning, Fixer. So as part of not E3, I will be in LA. We'll be making more stuff.
Can you get me out there? No. I'm asking you one. No. I respect it. I respect it though.
There was a fake pause. There was a fake pause where Matt's just like giving you like a little bit of hope.
You sure you don't need somebody just to run around with a microphone and a camera? Like, I make good content, bro.
He doesn't have to be on camera. He can be off it. You know?
Yeah. I got DJI.
He'll carry the boxes. He doesn't need to
Well, have you ever thought about this? Like, you got your host going out there, obviously, right? They're making their content and stuff. But what happens if they both came down with a very bad case of chicken pox?
Well, I'll give you a peek behind the curtain. This is the first show that we've done. So we've done these live shows a couple times now. We did GDC, the Gamescom LATAM. And this was a thing I was thinking about a lot because obviously the team were all going out to Brazil and I was not. And so I was like, what if the cameras get seized at the border? What if they just get turned away at the border? What if all these things happen? And so we did actually shoot the entire show in our studio in Bath a week and a half before. And we started it saying like, hey, if you're seeing this version of the show, something has gone terribly wrong and we're not actually in Brazil, but here's the show. And so we did come up with that contingency. So we do think about these things.
Yeah, but hear me out. Like,
yeah. Sorry,
hear out my version. Yeah. They all get chicken pox, and you need a reserve person out there. Like, and me. Did you know I actually got a superhuman? I could not get chicken pox. It's impossible.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's actually impossible. Me specifically. All right, just like So.
Not anybody else. Don't look for other replacements.
So you need to send me to LA with them as a reserve.
Have you thought about like an interview fluffer, like somebody to like prepare the interviews and get them ready?
Oh, well, speaking of,
what do you mean? What do you mean? Speaking of,
interview fluffer is what made me think of it.
Okay.
A segment in the live show that I do think people will be really excited about, and is going to go live on the YouTube channel next week. We interviewed Shuhei Yoshida out there and asked him about some behind the scenes cool things. He had a truly hilarious story about the game Fat Princess and how he greenlit that. So
I did see a clip of this. Great editing. Whoever edited that clip did a fantastic job. Was that you?
Right here. Yeah.
Wow,
that's all good. I actually
alley-oop to Despawn.
I actually commented like fantastic editing, thinking it was Despawn. No.
No, Despawn did edit the Shuhei Yoshida interview and was there for the Shuhei Yoshida interview. And I clipped out that section for a bit of pre-promo on the show.
Damn, but you're the big boss. Is that what you do? You're the big boss, though.
Yeah, I manage like a team of a lot of people that
Matt,
do these things.
I don't understand the corporate world. You know this.
Fair.
We've had these conversations.
You're the type of boss the world needs, Matt. Somebody
you're
who
willing
gets
to
their
do
hands dirty when the team needs it. Yeah.
100%. I respect it.
Yes, I do try to occasionally get a good edit together to prove to my team that I can still do it.
You can still do it. You still got the chops. I respect that.
Exactly.
Crash, what you got to plug this week, dude?
Podcast reviews. Can you believe it that we have no podcast reviews over here? Not a single one since April 1st, which might have been an April Fool's one. I don't know if it's a real one. It was 5 stars. It said a lot of nice things, but that could be the joke. I don't know. There's been no reviews since then to confirm that it was a positive review. Leave reviews for the podcast on podcast services, please. It helps the show. 5 stars, no matter what you say. You can
hate it.
Drag us all you want. Just 5 stars.
Make sure it's 5 stars. Yeah. Say what you really mean in the review, but make sure you give us 5 stars.
Yep.
That's all we ask.
Exactly.
That's all we ask. Yeah. What have I got to plug? I'm going to plug Patreon. As some of you will, we'll talk about it a lot more. As some of you will notice, obviously, I'm no longer, I don't know if it's fair to say no longer. I'm currently out of contract with UB. So obviously not hosting on that channel currently. So what that does mean is obviously I need to start doing more sponsorship stuff and all the stuff I try and stay away from as a whole when I've got money coming in from other places, because I don't really like to push sponsorships and things like that on the audience. But Patreon is obviously going to be the best way to support not only myself but obviously MXAM as a whole. We have still got the money that was raised a long time ago now for all the shows that we want to make. We've also got an editor as well now that I've been working with. He's taken this month off, but we've got somebody that I think can do you might have seen some of the clips that went out on the socials. Very good. He's super good at what he does. He's just doing uni exams right now, so he needs a month break, but he will be back. We're going to get him to do some of the edits on the shows that we obviously said we were going to do. They are still coming, I promise. Bear with us. But if you are somebody who, you know, you like what we do and you go, yo, I love this show once a week, please do consider supporting it financially. I know I say it, I don't like to harp on about it and be one of those pushy content creators that's very beggy, because it's just not really who I am. It's not who we are. But every now and then you got to get real and actually push the product, you know? So patreon.com/mcfixer. The lowest tier you can support at is at $2. The highest tier is $100. And we're going to think about trying to put in a $50 tier. Like I said at the top of the show, people mentioned that because they want to support us. Look, could be just $5, which is a cup of coffee probably in America. Same thing over here in the UK. Once a month, it would mean a great deal to not only me, but all of us, so we can keep doing this show every darn week. Again, it is getting hard out there for everyone. Game developers, content creators, the whole gaming world, I truly believe it is struggling. You've just seen, we didn't talk about this week because of how much news there is, but seen a lot of gaming outlets have just been gobbled up. And lots of people losing their jobs and things of that nature. Maybe we'll talk about that next week, actually, and think about the impact that has on these big companies. But yeah, it's hard out there. So please, I know I've been going a lot long, and I do apologize, but please support the things that you enjoy. If you are somebody who listens every single week and you enjoy it, maybe you're a $2 supporter. Instead of bringing that up to $5, if you're not a supporter, go down to $2, come to $2. Whatever it is, it all helps a great deal. A lot more than I think a lot of people imagine. So please do consider supporting. I appreciate you all. Sorry to go on as long as I did. Until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Keep being amazing. And Crash Smells is the keyword. Goodbye.